Welcome back. You are watching Our Voices. We are commemorating World Refugee Day 2024 by looking at what some refugees are doing not only to survive but also to thrive this year. Let's now hear from Ms. Lourena Gboeah, Program Director with Upwardly Global, which helps refugees who have made it out of camps gain valuable employment. Ms. Gboeah, thank you so much for being with us today. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
So tell us, you were once a refugee yourself, right?
Yes, I am a former refugee from Liberia, West Africa. And I like to, whenever I share my story, I like to share it through the lens of my mom because I was so young. And for those who don't know, Liberia went through 14 years of civil war. And we lost over 100,000 people, and over half of the country were displaced, you know.
Wow.
And, you know, my dad is a pastor, so he had traveled to the U.S. right before the war started. So he left my mom and my siblings and I behind. And as you know, women and children bear the brunt of displacement when it comes to civil unrest. So after constant harassment from government soldiers, we were able to flee to the neighboring Ivory Coast. And then, so we stayed there for, I want to say about 2 years, and then we were later able to be resettled and reunited with my father, who was still in the U.S. Yeah, so I was pretty young when I came to the U.S.
So what was that like, integrating into a new community here in the U.S.? How, what was that experience like, and did it contribute to what you are doing now?
Awesome. So like I said, you know, it was in the early 90s when we got resettled. So I will say that during that time, there was really a lack of cultural competency in terms of, like, people didn't know why people were being resettled, the trauma that refugees faced. And although English is a first language in Liberia, we speak English with a heavy accent. So we were, you know, constantly teased and things like that. But I will say, with the help of ESL classes and also Hooked on Phonics.
I took those too.
Those resources really helped me, and also the support from guidance counselors in elementary school and high school. It really helped to shape my family's, you know, value of education, which also led me to being a first-generation college student.
Oh wow! Congratulations!
And thank you. And then, you know, yeah, with a master's degree later, and this is, you know, now I'm giving back with the work that I do through Upwardly Global, and also externally with another organization called Refugee Congress.
That's awesome. I mean, I agree when you say about how being teased and all of those integration challenges really can affect the child. I went through that as well, and I understand exactly what you mean. And my question is about really what can be done to eliminate discrimination against refugees once they're in these communities, because I think sometimes they don't realize that this is discrimination. A child can go through trauma just because of being harassed for their accents and things like that. So maybe on a policy level or on any level, what can be done to eliminate discrimination?
Absolutely. First and foremost, I will say on the line of, you know, the teasing and whatnot, you know, I think we have come far away, right? There's more education. And for refugee leaders like myself, you know, we're able to really, you know, educate the communities in which people are being resettled. Specifically, you know, Upwardly Global, we work with internationally educated refugees who come into the U.S. And we kind of like help break that myth of refugees are coming to take jobs, right? These are people who are educated, who are professionals in their country, but they're oftentimes under or unemployed due to a lack of language, a lack of a professional network. So we help those individuals who are, you know, of course, work authorized to gain skill-aligned roles that will really help them to thrive and also contribute back to their communities. That's so amazing. That helps to, you know, break some of that discrimination and those myths that, you know, refugees are asking for a hand up.
So you're like a bridge.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
You know, they're asking for handouts, but they're actually want a hand up. Yeah.
Right, I agree.
Sometimes we see conflicts like between refugees and host communities, like for example in South Africa, the xenophobia, or like in Ethiopia, Uganda, there is a competition for resources, and you know other issues bring conflicts between those two communities. So how does a program like yours help avoid such communities and, you know, facilitate better integration?
Well, so we like to look at integration in a more holistic way, and we tend to use the term inclusion, right? You know, we're helping refugees to be able to thrive in the communities in which they are being resettled and to also give back to those communities. So that kind of like, you know, is overall helping the community as a whole. Over the course of Upperly Global's existence, we've been able to place over 10,000 people into professional level roles, gaining a salary of at least $60,000. So that's something that,
in the US, that's pretty good.
Exactly.
Knowing that low level jobs pays as low as 30, 20 per year. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you have challenges while you are, while giving these trainings for job? Do you have challenges, and how do you address them, especially here in the US?
Yeah, I would say some of those main challenges really do exist around, you know, those language barriers, right? Because you have people who come with so many skills, but then sometimes, you know, they lack the strong command of the English language. So
if you don't communicate them, then...
Exactly, and sometimes we might have to refer them out to English classes, or we also offer skilling programs that helps them to, you know, strengthen their English, to also help them to communicate the technicalities of the work that they, you know, are often looking for.
And also the culture, because I know that, you know, the culture in many countries are very conservative. They don't speak to people face to face. They're very, you know, a lot of humility. So I think a lot of training is also required for refugees that come from some of the countries that have a bit more conservative view on the world, I guess.
That is true, and that's what our coaching program offers. We provide one-on-one coaching to all of our job seekers. We help them with revamping their resume, teaching them job search strategies, how to build a professional network, and how to learn those nuances as you were speaking to.
To be go-getters.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.